If your child faces serious criminal accusations, you want to protect them. When the allegations involve a sexual offense, the stakes are even higher. My team specializes in juvenile sexual assault defense. Stay with me to find out how we'll fight to protect your child's future. When a juvenile is accused of a sex crime in Colorado, depending on the type of crime that they're being accused of, they can get transferred into adult court. That means that even though they're below the age of 18, they could be facing adult penalties, adult convictions for this sort of crime. So obviously when you're talking about sex offenses, the number one thing that all of us know about is the sex offender registry. And yes, there's the potential for a sex offender registration requirement for a long time, if not potentially for your entire life. Additionally, there's the potential for prison time. There's the potential for being on SOISP, or sex offender intensive supervised probation, which is probation on about as heavy duty of steroids as you can have. So when I was at the district attorney's office for 5 years, and I was in the juvenile department for 2 of those years, so handling all of those cases and making those decisions, some of the major factors that I would take a look at when I was considering a transfer to adult court: the seriousness of the offense. Has this juvenile been in the juvenile justice system before, or is this the first time that we've ever seen something like this? And also, how close are they to the age of 18? So for instance, if you're taking a look at it, somebody who's younger, we're talking about major puberty, major brain development, major stuff going on, or are we talking about somebody who's maybe turning 18 2 months from now? And then finally, they're going to be taking into account the alleged victim's state of mind, how they're viewing the case as well, and ultimately how this case is going to affect them for the rest of their life. So when we're taking a look at this, you can't just have a one-size-fits-all strategy, because there's no 2 cases that are exactly the same. The immediate defenses that come up are, does my client have an alibi? Does this person have a reason to lie about what happened? Was this consensual, where ultimately maybe somebody has regrets that came from it for a variety of reasons, especially when it comes to a juvenile's life? But then you also take a look at the procedural issues. Was there evidence mishaps with the police investigation? Did they do potentially a bad job with Mirandizing them? Did they get the parents' consent to Mirandize? Were there any warrants issued? Is there something wrong with the warrant? All of those go into that as well. So, when you're taking a look at it, it's how is my defense going to get us to the best possible outcome here? When you're taking a look at alternatives to this, can we get this pled down to a non-sex offense? Can we get this taken down to maybe diversion or some sort of deferred adjudication or deferred sentence? And ultimately, can we get this dismissed? Because that's ultimately going to make sure that you can get this case expunged and sealed, and that you can make sure that your child's life is moving forward without this haunting them. The number one thing that you need to know is we're going to be effective and efficient when we're handling your child's case, but we're also going to be making sure to help you through this process. This process is terrifying, not just for your child, but for you as a parent. And so in walking you through this, we'll be there with you every step of the way. We're going to break this down. We're not going to talk on a high level. We're meeting you where you are at, so that you will have a full understanding, and so that we are going forward and making the best possible decisions together.